All right, welcome everyone to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. My name is Main Event, and I am, of course, once again joined by my co-host, Poetic Snake. How are you doing, Snekky?
Ooh, I am slithering fine. And hello, everybody. And how are you doing, Maine?
I'm doing well. I don't have a nice, cool, fancy intro like when you do it, Snekky.
You should write one down. Oh, I see one apple. Thank you, Shadows Bob. Keep them apples coming.
Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here with us here on MSP Waves. Again, we call this show Ma1ne Snekky, and we are two Steemians. We're two people that use the Steem blockchain and hang out in the Steem community. And every week here on MSP Waves, we kind of chat with you, the live audience, just about your experiences you're having on the Steem blockchain, maybe some news updates that are happening, and sometimes we have interviews as well. We bring Steemians right here on the show to chat with us, and it's great to have you all here. And so, Snekky, what's new with you? What is it? It's July 18th. How's your summer going, and what's been happening with you lately on the Steem blockchain?
Oh, how's my summer going? You do realize that I'm not a summer person, right?
No, I didn't completely realize that.
Oh, goody. Well, I'm a winter person, so my summer is going like really, really hot. The temperatures are still rising here, and we had no rain in like forever, so everything is dry and dying, and I kind of feel like I'm dying too. But yeah, I can't complain. I'm doing perfectly fine. And on the Steam blockchain, I'm still doing my thing. Nothing new, really. Um, so still slithering on. And what about you?
Same thing. I've been enjoying a lot of outdoor time, been able to get outside and enjoy nature a bit, take some photos. But you're coming up on your 2-year Steam anniversary, right? Is it next week?
Yes, yes, sir. Next week it's my 2-year Steam anniversary. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations. It's an accomplishment to say this. You've been here for 2 whole years, in my opinion. I mean, it's been a lot that's changed over the course of 2 years.
Oh yes, I still remember, being on STEEMIT and not having anything like a chat box or an inbox or whatever to connect with other Steemians. It was all done in the replies. So yeah, and a lot of other things changed as well.
So yeah, everybody, make sure you tune in next Wednesday because we'll celebrate Snecky's 2-year Steam anniversary. So you can certainly come in and she loves apples, by the way. So feel free to share some apples in the chat, and if you want to share a favorite Snecky moment or something like that, I think that would be a lot of fun. So certainly join us next week for Snecky's 2-year Steam anniversary celebration.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna have cake, and get like a fat snake. We need to party next week. Yes.
So
And everybody is invited. Sorry,
yes.
I keep interrupting
No,
you.
no, no, no. I totally agree. Everybody is invited. So, yes, yes, I second that.
Yes, everybody should come and celebrate because being on Steam it is not my only my celebration. It should be a celebration for everybody because we're having fun, right?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of fun to be here. It's interesting. It's a crazy journey, being here on the Steam blockchain. There's always things changing every day. There's new updates and different things that are happening, and it's certainly been a wild ride.
It has been a roller coaster for sure. Oh, look at all those apples! I'm getting so spoiled already.
But yeah, again, everybody, this is Ma1ne Snekky, and so what we do on this show is we kind of just chat with you, the live audience, about our Steam experiences that we're having. Of course, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions. We are not financial experts whatsoever, so none of this should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research. And of course, we're here just for entertainment purposes only. And let's see here.
Always. Oh,
Hold on, we got to do the long spiel here. So,
okay, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's our disclaimer, folks. All right, so MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on Ma1ne Snekky is provided just for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always buy your own apples and do your own research.
Yes. So with that out of the way, we just have to say that. We're just kind of giving our opinions, our experiences, things that have happened to us. And of course, sometimes we do have guests here on the show. We've had the pleasure of interviewing dozens of different Steemians from all over the world. So if sometime you'd like to be a guest on the show, certainly let us know. Tonight, I think we're going to kind of just talk about, what people can do if maybe they're relatively new to the platform. Because it is good to always put this type of information out there, I think, because, of course, there's always new people joining all the time. Snekky, you've been
Yeah.
here now for 2 years. I've been here for a little over a year. So things, of course, are a lot different from when you joined, and from when I joined, and to today. And so it's good to kind of look back a little bit to see how things have changed and kind of look at the opportunities that are here now. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I totally agree. Things keep changing, so even if you have been here for a long time, sometimes a little looking back or reminder of even the smallest thing can be really good. So I say, let's do it.
And of course, we are chatting today on Discord with you in the live audience chat, so certainly chat along with us. We are on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project. You can find the Minnow Support Project on STEEMIT at Minnow Support. It's a wonderful community of Steemians where you can hang out here and chat and network and interact with other people, and of course, listen to these wonderful MSPWaves shows. So certainly chat with us. We are in the MSPWaves audience room in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server. So big shout out to everybody chatting. And, I see M1 in the chat says, has anything changed recently? I'm not sure. Have you guys noticed any specific changes recently? I know I'm not a witness or any of that type of thing, so I don't know how the updates work kind of behind the scene. Of course, you have the STEEMIT front end that's going to have its own changes, and then I don't know about changes behind the scene with the blockchain, but I mean, I haven't noticed any drastic changes lately.
No, me neither. My brain is spinning like, have I seen anything? Have I seen anything? But no, not really anything drastic or big, at least.
Last year was a big year for changes. Certainly a
Oh
lot has
yeah.
changed from a year.
Did did you add a main cut?
Possibly, probably. Uh, but looking back now, Snekky, how were things when you first joined? When you first joined the platform, did you have any idea, like, what you were even supposed to do or how this thing was supposed to work?
Oh no, 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 no. We were just thrown in it into the deep. Like I said before, you could only communicate really through the replies, so you had to read, read, read if you wanted to know. And everything was so brand new. I think we all figured it out together. And the moment that Steam Chat started and Discord became adapted to the Steam experience, I think things became easier. Perhaps I'm not sure if you can call it easier, but the way you could connect with people was at least easier. You could have a one-on-one talk with one person and ask a lot of questions. And uh, before that, I listened to Steam Speak a lot. That was not on Discord yet, but was on something else. I seriously, I can't remember the program that they used, but it's because of that I learned what I should do or should not do, here on the platform. So I learned it through reading mostly and listening to people talk about it. And yeah, that was my experience, and it was it was fun figuring it out all out. But every time I got used to something, it changed, and I had to start all over again. So it was a rough ride, but one I wouldn't change for the world.
Yeah, and it is cool how everything has evolved. It's like people come up with different ideas for other people here in the community to interact, whether it was, chat programs, utilizing other applications to make it so Steemians can now connect with each other. That's really awesome. And you mentioned Steam Speak, of course, is a community where you can certainly go and you can chat with other Steemians. And those types of things open so many more doors to people. I know it did for me personally. When I first got on Discord because of being on Steam, it was like a whole new world. I mean, it opened up so many more doors and opportunities and connections that we've made. And of course, eventually it led to doing this radio show. I mean, it was such a huge thing when Discord came into the scene, because it just created so many opportunities.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And oh gosh, the first time that I, was on TeamSpeak and I heard those people's, voices, um, you get this whole new level of depth to your STEEMIT experience to hear someone talk, to be able to talk back. And even though I was very shy, I didn't dare to push that, button at first to say, hi, hey, I'm Snekky. But in time, I involved and I dared to, and I said, "Hey, I'm Snekky. I'm here, and I want to learn." And being able to talk to others, and that's just amazing for me. It made the biggest change ever, and made it so much more fun for me to be on Steam.
And that's kind of where we're going to go with today's show. We're just going to kind of talk about all the different things that people could do to possibly enhance their Steam experience. And none of this is financial advice or anything like that. This is all, trial and error kind of thing. It may not work for you, these things. I mean, but they're opportunities and they're ways that you can utilize your time here on the Steem blockchain differently than maybe you're doing now. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. It's great to have you all here with us. So once again, welcome to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. Certainly wonderful to have you all here with us. I see all kinds of people listening on Discord and hanging out in the live audience chat. It's wonderful to have you all here. Big shout out to everybody who's listening on DLive too. I believe we're streaming on DLive. Somebody could correct me on that, but I believe we should be. And then you can also, of course, listen on MSPWaves.com. You can, of course, check out the entire schedule of all the different MSP Waves shows on MSPWaves.com. They're all hosted by people from the Steem community. So if this is your first time here, welcome. And certainly go and check out the schedule so you can see all of the different shows here on MSP Waves. And Globo has got the DLive link right there in the chat. Thank you, Globo. So yes, if you want to show some love to that, feel free. If you want to re-steam it out there, that's also a cool way to spread the word about the show. You can, of course, send it to your friends or your other Discord servers that you might be hanging out in. Or if you're over in Steam.chat, you want to mention it there too. Certainly wonderful to get more people in here listening. Ooh, all right.
That was a mouthful.
It's different when you do all the talking, isn't it?
Yeah. I can get used to that, just sitting here listening to you. And every time you talk about that we are on DLive and everywhere else, I kind of get scared,
We have people listening, Snekky.
Oh my Lord, who would have thought about that?
Let's see here. Let's check out the old DLive here real quick. Yes, we are there. We are live on DLive. So yeah, big shout out to everybody who is watching and listening on DLive. And of course, those of you who are tuning in on MSPWaves.com and on Discord.
Yes, thank you for being with us tonight, this evening. It's evening, right? For me, it's night. For you guys,
it's late for you. It's just after 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here where I am. But what time is it in the Netherlands?
It's a quarter past midnight.
Yeah, so you're up late in the Netherlands. I'm hanging out in the sun here on the east coast of the USA. So
I'm not jealous.
You're not jealous?
No, I don't like hanging out in the sun. So
Well, luckily I'm not literally in the sun, but yeah, I'm here. You're here. We're halfway across the world, but we're doing Ma1ne Snekky here on MSP Waves.
Yeah, it still amazes me, that you can talk these days. I mean, not that I'm that old, but we used to have a phone that you have to, dial this round thing to be able to talk to other people across the globe. And now we are just pushing here a little button and bam, it goes viral.
And we've been doing this show here on MSP Waves for almost a year now, so that's another milestone show we're going to have pretty soon. Of course, we've changed the name a few times. And I always remind this to our listeners, sorry if you've heard this all before, but I originally started doing the show by myself, did that for a while, and then Snekky joined me as a co-host after being a guest on the show. And we've been going strong here for almost a year. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, somehow I got stuck, and you got stuck with me too.
It's all good. It works out for us. So we
Yes.
certainly enjoy being here with you all on MSP Waves. Big shout out to everybody in the audience. I see Globo. I see M1. I see Jan23. Who else do I see here? Chatting. Shadows Pub. Shout out to Shadows Pub. Certainly check out Steem at Ramble with her and the Pimp Your Post Thursdays.
Stick Humpin' is here too.
Yep. I see Polar Beats chatting
Mandel
with us.
Sage.
Victoria. Shout out to Victoria. Great to have you here. Mandel Sage, yeah. See, Amy has been chatting. Rebel Dan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Stephen Wood is here.
Wonderful to have you all here. Big shout
I
out.
mean, Maya? Did I butcher the name again?
I'm not sure.
I think I did.
Yes, we are hanging out with you here in the live audience. It's July 18th, 2018, and we are live here on MSP Waves. Of course, we're live right now. If you are, in fact, listening to the recording after the fact, which I do share on STEEMIT on my blog, big shout out to you as well. So if you're catching the show right now live and maybe you can't stick around for the whole thing, or if you want to go back and listen to previous episodes, certainly look up my blog on STEEMIT. It's main event. It's just spelled with a 1 in there instead of the I in main, because for some reason I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, picking out your name, that should be thought about in some cases.
Yeah, we could start with that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things we wish we could do over in our Steam experience.
Yes.
First off, would you still have your same username?
I would. Yes, I would still be Poetic Snake. Yes, but on the other hand, I like Snekky a little bit better. So, yes, I would have changed it. I would have been just Snekky. Yeah.
My username derives from a gamer tag, so it's a gamer tag that I just was looking earlier. I've had it for 11 years. I'm old. Yeah. So it just seemed natural to use that as a username. It's like I didn't really realize how important your username was on the platform.
Yeah.
It really is your billboard. I mean, your name carries a lot of weight in the community.
Absolutely, and with poetic in my name. Some people assume that all I do all day is make rhymes and share poetry, while true fact is that I hardly share my poetry anymore. I wanted to I joined STEEMIT because I wanted to share my dark poetry, but the moment that I joined, there was not much audience for that kind of writing. So, but I will just stick with it, and sometimes I put out a little poem, and I keep true to my name.
Yeah, so if you're new and you're listening, maybe you haven't created your account yet, certainly think about your username before you create it. Make sure it's something that, in my opinion, make it something that people will easily remember, and something that's easy to spell and that type of thing, because you want people to remember you in this space. You certainly don't want to be one of those usernames that no one can remember because it was spelled all weird, or they'll mispronounce it, like my name all the time.
Ma1ne.
I'm Ma1ne, yeah. But
I still have to laugh about it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, it's my fault for doing that, And
Well, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It sticks.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a good name, Globo. I like to get a name like that too. How would you pronounce something like that, Maine?
I'd say
The
first two letters, yeah. But no, username is definitely important. So certainly consider that if you've never made your STEEMIT account yet. Username certainly important.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Very important because you are stuck with it like forever.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I know people have multiple accounts sometimes, but for the most part, yeah, that's your account once you've made it. So it's forever. Yep.
Yep. Well, you are able to put in a different name on your feed, on
Yes.
your account, but not
Yeah.
the name when you reply. When I
Yeah.
reply, it will always say Poetic Snake. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing they could change. Maybe I don't know as if maybe they have a way where it will still show what you typed in the thing, but maybe put your real username just like in brackets or something. Something like that.
yeah. And on the other hand, I would not change my name right now because everybody knows me as Poetic Snake. So if then I give them a reply from the Winter Queen or whatever, they go, who the hell's that?
Yeah, no. Username is very important, and from there, once you've made your account, another thing that I like to curate are introduce yourself posts. Now, people have different opinions about introduce yourself posts, because some people like to be anonymous, right? They don't want to put their face and their name or whatever, where they're from and that type of thing, which is understandable. I get that. But if you are so inclined, an introduce yourself post can go a long way, in my opinion, to opening up yourself to the blockchain, and it gives people a chance to kind of see who you are. The other thing it does is there's so many. I don't want to call them fake accounts, but there's so many accounts, of course, on the Steem blockchain that are just posting junk, right? They're just constantly flooding it with spam or whatever. So putting out some content that actually shows that you are not a robot, that you're actually a person, you're gonna do things here, you're excited to be here. Maybe you're a little nervous to be here. Who knows? But share some of those thoughts and some of the ideas that you maybe have for content, because people might read that and they say, "Oh, well, this person likes photography and they like, um, it could be anything, writing or poetry." And they'll send you Discord links and things to show you, hey, there's this community over here that does poetry writing, or there's this one over here that's for photography. You should check these out. It gives people a chance to do that on your blog because you're sharing with them out in the Steem community the things that you're interested in. So if you don't even have to be somebody new, I don't think. And I mean, I'm kind of guilty of this because I sort of did an introduce yourself post when I first started, but I haven't done like a really good one in a long time, and I probably should. I probably should go back and redo a proper one. But I kind of encourage everybody to do one. If you're writing blogs, kind of do a new introduce yourself post. Just remind everybody who you are, what you're into here, some of the things that you've done, your content, that type of thing. Some of the communities that you're checking out. I think those are really cool to read. And some people may not agree. But what do you think, Snekky? What do you think about the introduce yourself tag?
What I find about the tag.
Well, the tag
Oh,
the tag itself is kind of full of spam right now, but
yes, but I like introduction posts. I often just go there to read them. I like to see what people are going to write about, what they're into, and just learn a little bit more about the person behind the account. I don't think you have to expose yourself 100% if that's not what you want to. I made a post, my introduction post. I think it was not the best post. I was just here, and I took a picture and I held up the STEEMIT sign with a date on it, and oh my gosh, I think I took like 1,000 pictures to just pick one, and it kind of made me nervous. I didn't like sharing myself at that time. Um, because I wanted to be anonymous, but I also wanted people to know who I was, kind of. So I did it, and after that, for a long, long time, I didn't share any pictures of myself, and even on Discord, I did not have my face on it. I just, I just wanted to be a little cute snake who slithers around and not be bothered by anybody, and yeah, but I really enjoy it when people do them, and I am thinking about it, like you said, maybe after a long time. I've been here now for 2 years. For the new users who also love to read the who you are, who you are, it might be a good idea to write a second introduction post and say, listen, I'm here now for 2 years, and um, I started out, dreaming about becoming a famous poet, and here I am now doing a radio show on this and that, and I'm having my own projects, and get into contact with me, and I would probably post a picture with it more easily right now.
And yeah, when you said expose yourself, I don't think it meant like expose yourself, Shane. Come on now.
Expose yourself.
But no, some people want to be anonymous, and that's cool. I get that. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But I also do see the benefits of being yourself on here. Um,
Yes.
and like you said, doing a post, even if you've been here for a couple years, that I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because, and you hit on a good point. It will help actually new users know more about you, and so that's not a bad thing, because some of us, I think, forget, oh, well, we've been here a year now or whatever. We forget what it was like for all these new people coming in and seeing our blogs for the very first time, right? They see, oh, part 7 of 10 of some series that we're working on, and they don't know where we started from, or what's going on. So having a new introduce yourself post, once in a while, and you don't have to do it all the time, obviously, not you're not going to write one every week, but maybe once a year,
Ah,
or
I was
or
thinking about doing one every day,
oh,
honestly.
once a day.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
maybe two.
I,
Would
I
that be
wouldn't
too much?
recommend that. No, that's not what
No,
I'm
but
suggesting,
one is
but
doable, right?
once a year or something, I don't think is terrible, just to kind of give a refresher of, who you are and whatnot. How about one for each personality? Shadows Pub says. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, shadows. Oh, shadows.
You could be writing a lot.
Yeah, but also like what you said, just being yourself. Like I said at the beginnings, I really wasn't myself. I tried to be something that I was not, and I also believe that that made my STEEMIT experience in the beginnings a little bit harder, um, because now that I am myself, and I am not scared to make mistakes. I just try things out, and if I fall on my face and I fall flat on my face, that's good too. And yes, I am a snack, Rondon. I'm a cute little snack. I just I can talk.
And
So
look, it's he's being sneaky, because that's not even Rondon. I don't think, is it?
what?
Let me see this. Who is it? Yeah, no, that's Mr. Shaners hiding
Are you
behind a.
sure?
It's a Shaners hiding behind a Rondon name.
I blame Shane for
Yes,
everything now.
yes, he's been blamed officially.
Yeah. Oh, it's done now.
It's great to have all you here chatting with us in the audience. It certainly makes the show a lot more fun. So thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us. But yeah, no, introduce yourselves posts. I mean, the tag is full of spam right now. I go through that tag every week for MSP curation, and man, oh man, is there a lot of junk in there. So,
Oh,
it would be nice to see some new actual introductions going in there. So, if you're new, or even if you're not new and you haven't done an introduce yourself tag themed post, try it out. It just, in my opinion, it could be something that could maybe get some more followers for you, possibly. Who knows? It might not get you any. I don't know. Again, this is all just our opinions. So, but I
it's different for
there
everybody. So
well, and there are curators who are out there looking for that type of content, is the thing.
really, really.
Well, I'm one of them. you know. So I mean, there's people out there who want to support new users and support people who are real and actual creating original real content and not just copying stuff off the internet or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So just always keep that in mind, you know. If you're somebody who does create original content, sometimes putting a little bit more background into who you are can go a long way in my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think it can go a long way. Yes. And Mandel Sage is saying we should get a new tag going, the real introduction.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that
yeah.
idea.
Real introduction, or you know, if you've already done one and you want to reintroduce yourself, I've seen that tag before. You know, hashtag reintroduce yourself. Um, I'm not sure what would be the best approach for that. The other thing is, I know I've thought about this, and I need to do this. Somebody needs to kind of remind the new users too, it just to do it, because I don't know. There's really nowhere that tells anyone to do that. It's not like you have to do it. Of course, this is all your whatever you want to do, but uh, there's not really any word getting out, I don't think, to remind people to do this. Like the holding the sign up, like I think that's cool. I think that's a cool thing, where you actually hold up a little sign with your selfie, and it says, you know, I joined STEEMIT July 18th, 2018, and
I want to see a picture of you doing that.
I should, you know.
Yes, yes.
Um, but you know that can just shows people that you're real, you know, in my opinion. You know, it shows that you're an actual person, where there are just so many, you know, accounts that aren't real. There's not an actual person behind them. You know, it's nice to see the good ones.
Yeah, yeah. I like reading the good ones, and sometimes I get
And
very frustrated when I, go for curation, because I also like to curate new members of the platform, and just give them a warm welcome or whatnot. And if you have to scroll down like 500 posts to find one serious written introduce yourself post, it can be very frustrating, at least for me.
yeah, so you know, if you're looking for something to write sometime, that's always an option. Write about yourself. You know, let us know a little bit more about you. What do you what are your thoughts and things about this platform? You know, it's good to hear everybody's voice about these things. So
Yes, and even though I like reading people, talking about themselves, I kind of find it hard to talk about myself. So
yeah,
yeah, I do it. My posts are mostly all written from my own perspective, and I share moments of my life and stuff. But it still kind of feels weird for me because I was so not used to it before SteamIt. I was always talking in third person, or it was very different for me, and now I like it. I really enjoy it, but it's difficult at times.
yeah, and we're not saying you have to do it all the time or anything, but it is
No.
good if you've never done an introduction post. I think it's a good time to do it because we've got new people joining. We've got the people who are sticking around are the ones that are kind of like the Steam veterans. You know, they've been here for a while. They're probably not going anywhere either. And it's good to just get the word out. See, look at Shane's picture. Great job. And you don't even have to do the picture. Like even Crimson Clad said, she hid her face, and I've seen plenty of other people hide their face. They
You-
hold they
you-
hold they hold the sign right up to their eyes or whatever, so you can like see their eyes, but that's it.
I
Uh,
think you can remember the live shows that we did on with the live streams that I I hit my face on it, even on a webcam
yeah. So I
with the
mean, the
scarves and
pictures
stuff.
the picture's kind of optional. I mean, it's all optional. What am I saying? But I mean, you don't have to do the picture, but I think it's more fun if you do it.
Yeah, I like it. I like seeing everybody's face though. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
M1's asking why put the date. It's just to show when you joined. You know, it's just to show that that's the date, and it's kind of like a verification thing kind of deal. You know, there was some communities I remember last year that even almost I think they required you to do it.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
Discord communities, like you had to do like a verification post and things. So, but I'm not sure if
yeah,
that's the case anymore.
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, no, that's one thing is introduction posts. You know, of course, after you're posting on Steam for a while, the next natural progression is, of course, leaving replies, right? So going out there and reading other posts and actually leaving replies. Now, of course, the natural instinct, and I think we're all guilty of doing this at least once. The natural instinct, of course, is to go on someone's blog when you first join and say, "Oh, I like your post, but also go look at my post and give me an upvote too, because I just gave you an upvote." Of course, we discourage that. You don't want to do that. That's not really considered like good form in the community to just go out there and vote beg and all of that. So instead, in my opinion, give some genuine feedback about their content, and that's it. Or if you're gonna mention your blog, make sure it's relevant to the discussion. You know, like if you're looking at a photography post and you also do photography in a similar fashion, you know, that's one thing to mention your blog too. But if you're looking at a cooking post, you don't want to say, "Hey, go upvote my photography post over here." Follow for follow nonsense. You know, you don't want none of that is good.
I still want to, have a T-shirt saying "follow for follow." I really like that. But yeah, I so agree with you. Please, if you're new, just don't do it. Write some write something down about the post. Read it again if you're not sure what you want to say. Um, if people asking you to share your links. Under a blog, like if you enter a contest, or some of those posts ask you to drop the link um, in a reply. And yeah, I will come to that in a few seconds. Mendel Sage, he's doing something really really cool about replies, by the way. But yeah, don't beg for upvotes. It's not done. Come on, people, don't do it.
Yeah, it's better to just, you know, be real about their content first. You know, if you're reading somebody's blog or checking out their art or whatever it is you're looking at here on the Steem blockchain and you're giving an opinion about it, you know, just give it a genuine opinion, and you know, hopefully they'll reply back to you as well. And that's another thing that I need to work on too more, is just making sure I put in the time to reply to the people who are commenting on my blog as well. Because I think sometimes we get busy or whatever. We don't really get notifications on the STEEMIT front end when people post stuff to our blog. So unless you're using another application to get your notifications, you won't know. So taking a little bit of time and going through and actually replying to the people who are commenting on your blog, I think is pretty important too, don't you, Snick?
Yes, absolutely. I sometimes get so swamped in replies and work that I just totally get lost in my own little world. And replying is something that I'm still working on every single day. If asked, something I should do better on my Steemit, it's still the same answer as like 2 years ago. It's replies, replies, replies. I did the "hey, I like your post" thing. I didn't do the "hey, vote on my link, here's my link" thing, but I did do the "hey, great post, here's Snapple." Or so yeah, it's still a learning process for me, and I wish that I could, just sit down and write a reply having 500 words. Or I wish I sometimes was Stephen Wood, just to say he's the king of replies, by the way, in my opinion. He always leaves amazing replies to the post that he reads. And I think people should learn from each other as well by reading other people's replies on posts as well. And oh, the one thing that so bugs me is if somebody replies to your post about something totally different that you did not even mention in your post.
Yeah.
Then I go like, how do I respond to that? Should I just ask, hey, nice, thank you for your reply. Did you read my post at all? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that certainly happens. And who knows what the reason could be. I mean, it could be a bot, it could be who knows. Um,
Yeah.
but taking the time and replying, yes, I think is really important because some of those people are new. I know a lot of my comments I get are from lower rep people, and that means they're probably relatively new to the platform. And so making them realize too that there's other real people out here is important. It's we got to keep the human element here, I think. Um, so taking the time to reply, I think, can go a long way if you're new or if you've been here for a while.
Yes, absolutely. And do you mind if I bring up a little project that somebody else is doing?
No, sure.
Okay. Well, Mendel Sage made me his first victim of his of his new, little thing that he's doing. He's making video replies to posts. At least he did to me. I'm not sure if he did others already. But when I saw that, he was talking into the camera about my post, what he felt, what he thought about it, and I thought that was really, really cool. He didn't write any words. He just, made this cool little video about it, and that was really amazing. And I think more people should do it. I'm not gonna do it yet, but you never know. I really, really, yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it is a good idea because I mean that was certainly something that people used to do that a lot back in the YouTube community days. They would do video responses a lot. And that is an interesting idea for the Steem blockchain to do kind of video replies to people or responses to posts. I never really thought about that too much. I know a lot of people will do kind of recaps of things, like when they see an announcement or something, they'll kind of jump on Steem and say, hey, this thing's happening, and it's basically just a rehash of what we already knew. But an actual, genuine, video response. Are the Muppets on Steam? They could do a video response, M1 says. Yeah. Um, but no, that's certainly an interesting idea. It's cool.
Yeah, I was totally surprised by it, and it was the first time that I saw it on STEEMIT. Um, uh, Also the first time on one of my posts, and I really, really appreciated it. And it was really, fun to see, and it made it so real. I saw his face, I heard his voice, and yeah, it was really cool. And I hope to see more of them, Mandel Sage. You can always do them on my post. They're very welcome.
And again, that takes it back to that human element and that being yourself element and all of that stuff. And I totally get it that this is blockchain and there's a lot of people that love the being anonymous and the all that kind of stuff. But other people just, I guess they just don't have anything to hide and they'd rather just be themselves. Sorry if you just heard a loud noise. I just had a loud like motorcycle or something outside my window.
Yeah, I'm deaf now. I'm totally deaf. I can't hear you anymore.
Okay, so Mandel Sage, he has challenged us to do the Mandel Sage challenge. I don't know what that is though, which is all about what main event is talking about now. Okay. Do you know what that is? Mandel Sage, you're
Nope.
gonna have to explain it a little more, or share a link or something if this is something other people are doing. Oh, you tagged me in the video. Okay. So is this like a post on your blog that you're talking about here in chat? Okay.
Yes, we
Yes.
should we
You can
should
you can share
use
the link here in the chat, Mandel Sage. It's fine.
yeah, and we should start to use China China bot. I really, there was this one short period of time that we got notifications on Steemit. Were you around when that
Yes.
happened, Neil?
Yes. There was notifications when I first joined. And then I
Yeah, that
remember
was
they
amazing.
they went away for a little while and then they came back for a little while and then you'd only get them for certain things and then they just went away. I'm assuming they must take up too much, I don't know, whatever it is, bandwidth or something to do that all the time. All those little
Yeah,
microtransactions constantly. They're just probably not quite there yet. I'm not sure. I'm no expert in that field, so
me neither. Me neither.
maybe if somebody's listening in the audience and they know more about that, they can certainly chime in. But Notifications would be cool. I know other people use other applications to get notifications, so that's cool that you can do that. I personally haven't used any yet, but have you used other ones?
Um, I'm thinking, no, no, nope. I'm only
Mandel,
using SteemIt. Yeah.
yeah, Mandel Sage is just, mentioning GinaBot. I've heard of GinaBot before. I
Yes.
haven't
A lot
personally
of
used it.
people use it. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't personally used it, so I can't say anything of it. But do some research on it, and you can check that out if that's something you're interested in.
I am reading Mendel Sage post, but I think I have to watch the video to see what the challenge is all
Okay.
about.
Well, we will
So
certainly check it
I
out.
can't. Yes, absolutely.
We will certainly check out the challenge, Mandel Sage, and we'll see exactly what it is that we have to do.
Yes, and you are tagged. We are tagged, like three people tagged, and you and me are two of them. So this is gonna be fun.
Oh, this is like there's only like 3 people tagged, and we're 2 out of the 3.
Yes. Yes.
Whoa,
So
whoa.
that's huge pressure. Huge pressure. I'm getting nervous already. Wait a minute. Does it mean that I have to make a video? Oh. Please, Mendel Sage, let us know. Do we have to make a video? I'm
Videos
waiting
are
for
kind of
it.
becoming more prevalent here on the Steem
Oh!
blockchain. Yes, it does. It says.
Oh, yes. He tagged Poetic Snake, right? Yes. I can do it with Snacky.
That'll
Does
be pretty
that
fun.
count?
We'll have to check it out. But yes, no. So where were we talking about here? So yes, no
Replies.
notifications, replies. All of these things are important. So basically, engagement is, I guess, the whole point that we're driving home here. It's taken us 45 minutes to get to it, but increasing your engagement is going to be crucial if you're new on the platform. You want to get out there. And again, don't just leave spammy comments. You want to leave actual good ones that are genuine. And the next step after that, I think, is of course if you're clicking around the SteemIt front end, you're going to eventually find the link to Steem.chat. That is another place where you can go and you can chat with other Steemians. And it's an actual chat interface where people, of course, from the community are chatting, and that takes you the next step from just leaving replies or replying to other people's comments on your posts. You now have this ability to have this one-on-one or group interactions with people on the Steem blockchain. That, of course, has eventually led to people creating Discord chat servers that are based on the Steem community or groups within the Steem community. Discord has a few more features as of right now, of course, than just Steem.chat, but Steem.chat is still very useful. There's some people that prefer Steem.chat, and they pretty much are on there all the time. So you'll certainly find different people in each place. And, so Discord has the ability to have people create all these different servers, which we're able to do voice chatting like we're doing right now. There's so many different servers now that are based on different types of content. They're based on curation guilds. They could be geographically based. Like I know I'm in the Steem USA Discord server. It's all people that are from the United States. I'm sure you must be in a server that's people from the Netherlands or similar areas.
Oh yes, yes, and it's really funny that you mentioned that because they talk like kind of Dutch in there, and I am so used to having everything in English right now that if I go there, I get confused and I start typing English and Dutch all together, and I totally make no sense. It takes me like an hour before I settle down to be able to put together a normal sentence. I can't say that word. Sentence
Sentence, yes.
in Dutch. Yes, it's really hard. I'm not able to write in my own language anymore. It's like this English thing has got to me and it took over my mind.
I
But yeah, I like it, and it's there. I like to see more people from the Netherlands join. Sometimes I just want to go outside and scream, join STEEMIT, in Dutch. Um, but it's cool to have those different places to go to, be it language chats or, communities like MSP. It's just amazing to have. It you can connect with people, talk to people, ask your questions. There are, so many groups that are so helpful if you're a new user, but also if you have been here for a long time. I think it's amazing. I wouldn't go back to a time that it was never there.
Yeah, and it kind of ties back to, like I said, if you do a good introduce yourself post and tell everybody what you're into, what types of things you're interested in, what part of the world you're in, all these things, people will leave replies on your post and say, hey, we have this Discord server that's about this thing. Always be careful clicking links, of course, but um, people will find a way to get you those links to those Discord servers, or you may find them through posts. So always be looking, either maybe near the bottom of a post, or sometimes in people's STEEMIT profiles, they'll have a link to a Discord server they're in. Just be watching, for those different communities and ones that you might be interested in. Depending on what you're looking for, there's going to be dozens of them. Of course, we're chatting right now in the Minnow Support Project, which is a great Discord community. If you're a new user, you're looking for a community just to hang out and chat and maybe ask some basic questions and things like that. Of course, we're not experts either, but we can try to point you in the direction of some information to help you out. And it's just a great place to network and socialize and again, have people learn more about you, because the more you get your name out there, it's just like anything in the business world, right? If you get your name out there, word of mouth advertising, all these things, more people are going to know about you and know about what you're doing. And so it's good to get yourself out in the community. And, some people might be kind of introverts and they don't like, going out of their way to promote themselves, and that's okay. We're not saying you have to do any of this stuff. It's totally, we're just kind of giving our opinions. But, taking the time to chat, to jump in these audience chat rooms during these radio shows, and just all these opportunities to socialize and interact with your fellow Steemians are great opportunities, because if they see your blog maybe later on, they're going to remember, hey, I had a great discussion with Shadow's Pub here in the chat, or someone, Shane's here, or they're going to see these names and they're going to remember them. And at least it does that for me anyway. Does it do that for you?
Yes, it does the same for me as well. And they are kind of pushing me to say something in Dutch. Are you okay with me saying something in Dutch?
I don't really have the ability to stop you, Snekky, so
Yes, that's true. I can say whatever I want. That's cool. So yeah, if somebody would ask me what should I join, I would say je moet nu lid worden van STEEMIT, want het is een geweldige ervaring. En Shane is de beste witness die er is. There you go.
now you have to tell us what you said, though. See,
Why?
you have to translate.
I just ordered Chinese food. No, I said why they should join STEEMIT, and then I said that Shane is the best witness there is. So I had to make up with Shane because I blame him all the time. Sometimes you have to do something nice.
Well, that was good. Yes.
Yes, and I noticed that my voice changes if I talk Dutch and English. That's weird.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, funny.
I
But
can only
anyway,
I can only speak English, so that's all you're gonna hear from me. Maybe some gibberish or something, but
can you please? I demand you say 2 lines in gibberish.
I would need to drink more first, probably.
Oh, are you drinking already?
No. Oh, that's funny. Well, everybody, you are listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSP Waves. We're coming up near the top of the first hour here. We've got 1 hour left to go. It's certainly wonderful having all of you here with us tonight. And again, if for some reason you haven't heard the whole show, or if you missed some of it, or if you, of course, want to go back and listen to previous episodes of the show, you can certainly find those on my STEEMIT blog. It's just at main event, spelled with a number 1. Snekky, if you want to share our blog links, go right ahead. Of course, you can find her on STEEMIT. It's at Poetic Snake.
Oh, that's me. Yes.
And feel free to, check us out on STEEMIT if you're interested. If you want to say hello sometime. We, of course, do this radio show each and every week on Wednesday nights from 10 to midnight UTC time here on MSPWaves. We both, of course, are curators as well. Snekky has her You Got Snecked curation guild that she's doing. And we both are active curators on our own. I curate with the Minnow Sport Project, and we both are curators with OCD at the moment. So, yeah, we're very active Steemians, so certainly say hello sometime. We're always happy to chat with you. If you want to say hello on Discord, certainly you can send us a message and say hello. I've heard of these two.
Oh,
He says, look at these
oh,
characters.
I just spotted something.
What's that, Snekky?
I just shared your link and I realized that you posted your picture there. Your the whale picture.
Yeah, I'm riding a whale while wearing a Steam shirt.
Yes, that's awesome.
I figured it was
And
appropriate. I had harnessed the whale. It was a baby whale. It was a little one. It wasn't a big
yeah,
whale, but
but you have to start small,
right,
You have to
right.
start small. If you're gonna jump like a huge whale right away, you never know how they react. So you can bet, it's better to start with the little ones, and feel like, oh, I mastered it, and you look so cool. So yeah. And thank you, Jen, for sharing my Discord link. Everybody, feel free. If you like curation and community-minded people, feel free to join.
Yes, that's your You Got Snecked curation. We do that a couple times a week. We go out and find good content to just kind of give a little vote to and wish them well in their content. So if you might see that out there in the Steamiverse out there, a little You Got Snecked comments here and there, and that's what that is. Let's see here.
Yes.
So yes, check us out on STEEMIT.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Snekky.
There's
a little bit of a delay. No, there was a weird little delay there. It like cut out for me for a second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Weird.
Go ahead.
I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Oh.
So please feel free to jump in anytime.
You are listening to Ma1ne Snekky, and again, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Yes, it's Shane's fault, says Globo. Yes. Shane's
yes.
fault.
Yes. Absolutely. It's Shane's fault. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. I was trying to get back to the list that we made to talk about the topics.
Oh, yes. And Jan says, tip for me, when doing the rodeo, it's better on a horse. Yes. I rode on a bull last week on the mechanical bull. I did that for the first time. I was also wearing a Steam shirt. Because lately I've just been wearing a Steam shirt a lot when I'm out in public, so.
Oh, I that's so funny that you mentioned that. I ordered a few T-shirts as well and tank tops and stuff with STEEMIT on it, but also my own name. And every time that I go outside, I just change my shirts. I have a big, hoodie for the winter already. I think it's like I'm a walking commercial for STEEMIT by now.
Shadows Pub says, was I wearing just a Steam shirt? Bet that gets noticed. No, I had more on. I had more on me than just the the Steam shirt.
No, I'm not going to say it.
I was hoping somebody would notice, the Steam shirt. Like I've been waiting for someone out there when I'm wearing that shirt out in public to be like, that's a Steam shirt, because I figure I would, obviously, if I saw somebody else and they had a Steam shirt on, I'd be like, hey, it's like my long lost friend.
Ooh, and then you run to each other in slow motion, and then there should be a special Steam creed, like what people
secret
used
handshake.
to do with their hands and stuff. Yes, kind of like that.
The Steam secret handshake, yeah.
We should come up with one.
That's possible. Oh goodness. No, but that's a fun thing to do too, though. Is if you're wearing a Steam shirt out sometime, just see if anybody notices it. Yeah, I found one on Amazon. I don't know. Other people are like I think they make their own sometimes. Like you said, you're making some, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
I
cool.
always make my own shirts. I just like it that way. But I've seen amazing shirts, on the Steemit blockchain, people who sell them, and also you can order them. I think even on Amazon or blah blah blah. Do I have to name everything if I name one? Is that like on television, or
Yeah, and that's just where we've bought them. We're certainly not
yeah,
endorsed by anybody. So
no, no.
I think you can get
So
stuff like
yeah,
that on the Steam shop too, right on the Steemit
yeah.
website. So yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoy, wearing my Steam shirt, and when people spot me and they look at it all weird, like what's that? I like to talk about it, and maybe one day or maybe next week somebody might join because they saw my amazing cute looking shirt. You never know.
No, you never know.
Oh, and I made a hat. I made a baseball cap. Yes.
Well, that's really cool. Let's see here. So, yes, it is now 7 p.m. here on the east coast of the USA. What time is it in the Netherlands, Snekky?
It's 1 a.m.
1 a.m. It is 11 UTC time. Great to have you all here with us. I go by the username Main Event. She is Poetic Snake.
That's me.
And this is our weekly show here on MSP Waves. And again, if you're new to the show, if maybe this is your first time listening or you're not familiar with MSP Waves, certainly head over to MSPWaves.com and you can check out the entire schedule of all of the different radio shows. And boys, I'll tell you, there are a lot of shows now. Really
Yes, and they
cool.
are all made by Steemians.
Really cool. There's some people doing multiple shows now. They're enjoying it so much, and the radio station I think is recently celebrating a year or coming up on a year. I think being on the air, so that's really awesome. Or the MSP Waves station, I should say. Um, yeah, no, it's really cool. It's been around this long, so certainly check out the schedule at mspwaves.com and find some new shows that you might be interested in. And of course, even in between the shows, you can hear the Steem Mix, which is music that is all created by Steemians. Really, really cool. So, basically 24 hours a day, there's something on MSP Waves that you can listen to that has been created by Steemians. So, really, really cool. Of course,
Yeah, I really like
I
it.
do have to
I
mention they do play some commercial music also, of course, which isn't created by Steemians. But anyway.
know, I kind of want to say something about that. When you listen to the Steam mix, you hear people sing and or music, doing their tricks and what they love, and then I kind of feel like someone special, because you're able to talk to these people, and even if I chat with the Buck IQ or Jitnet, I kind of feel like I am talking to someone who's very famous. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I really, Steemit brings everybody together. Everybody is a steamer, and I like it. I'm like a big fan girl at times. Is that weird?
No.
Okay.
Shane has a comment for you, Snecky.
Oh, oh, we have a question. Yes, ask away, Shane.
I don't know if that means that he has a question or if there was a question
Oh,
we missed. I'm not sure.
oh,
Let me look back up there.
yes, please.
Did we miss a question? Did somebody ask a question? Shane asked 1 a.m. I think yes. You're 1 a.m. right now, right?
Yes, 1 a.m.
Oh, Andy had a question. Where was that? Why did I not see that? Let's see. Are you seeing it? Why aren't I seeing it? Andy, you might have to ask your question again.
I don't
Oh,
see
oh,
it.
oh, 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 right here. What does it mean I got snecked?
Oh, it means that one of the curators of You Got Snacked, the curation project, visited your post and found it good enough to be snacked. It then means that you will get a 100% upvote from me, hopefully a little bit more upvotes from others, and then your post will be featured in the compilation post that goes out twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday, where we share the post that we really enjoyed. That is in short what means to be snacked. It's curation. We leave a reply that we like to post, and yeah, so that's that. And obviously, we like you, so we would then offer you to join the server and get bidden every once in a while in a nice way. That is, we are not venomous. No.
Andy says he Googled it, but nothing. Yeah, it's probably not on Google, no.
No, not yet, not yet. We're aiming for it. Well, does nothing come up when you Google "you got snack"? I'm gonna try it right now.
Yes, it's a curation guild where, there are curators going out every day and trying to
Oh,
find good original content. What's that?
if you put in "you got snack," you get a lot of hits. 20,000. How many things? 20.600.000. I think that's a lot. Maybe maybe Google is fake for me. I don't know. I get a lot of hits, so yeah, it's a creation project.
And you do a post, what, twice a week on average usually? With a little
Yes,
compilation?
yes. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I write a compilation post, and the curators they select they they liked, and they write a little bit about it as well, and I put that all together in a post, and hopefully it will bring people more views to their posts. I believe it's not all about the upvote. I believe an upvote is good. It's amazing if you get it. It's a big motivation as well. But what I like to see is, even if you're a new member, for instance, it's very important to build your audience before you even start thinking about making money. So yeah, I like to offer people a place where they, or an option to get more views on their own posts. And even with this radio show, when we interview people, we give them a chance to to step in that spotlight, take their 5 minutes of fame, if you want to call it that way. But promoting yourself can be hard. So helping out with creation and a compilation post, I think is a good thing to do. And I seriously hope that more and more curation projects will start, even if it's just a solo curator who really enjoys curating. It's so important for everybody around here. And it doesn't matter if you're new or a dolphin or a minnow or a whale. It's always good to be curated, to know that your posts are seen and read, and that people enjoy them.
Yeah, it's like Rebel Dan's saying, recognition is a good thing. He's mentioning a service that gave him some recognition. That little just bump saying, "Hey, we liked your post." That's a nice thing when you're out, because a lot of people take a lot of time to create some good content. And it's nice that it gets noticed. So yes, we would certainly encourage more people to become curators. It's a great thing if, say, you're someone out there who might struggle with finding ways to create content. You might say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm going to post about today," or things like that. And you don't have to necessarily post content. You can be somebody that goes out and curates content, finds the good stuff, leaves good comments, all these types of things, because you possibly can earn rewards from doing that too. And I've seen people get really nice votes on their comments that they're leaving on posts too. So sometimes you never know. You might do better leaving comments. And I know a lot of more experienced steamers would agree that new users that are brand new probably are better off, in our opinion, doing more commenting and replying versus posting, like an actual blog. It's better to build your following a little bit, get some more Steam power, get your name out there before you start sharing all your really good content that you're going to put a lot of effort into, because you just may not have a lot of views when you're first starting, right?
Yeah, I agree and I don't agree with that. I like to say if you start blogging, just start right away and keep going. Maybe even, post twice a day, but make sure it's really something that you enjoy doing and make it a good post. Make sure that if you start blogging right away before you build an audience, that your post gets the attention of eyes, contact people, or it's very very important to have a good title, a catchy title for your post. I know that I find that very hard to come up with a good title, and if you don't have any followers and you post like a really really amazing post with 3,000 4,000 words with lots of research on it, it can be very frustrating if you don't get the views or the votes or whatever you want to call it. So maybe wait with that kind of content a little bit longer, but like doing introduction posts and start maybe talk about who you are. But I would say you can do both at the same time, like make connection and still start blogging. And leaving the replies to other people's is a very good way to get noticed as well. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, now things are a little different than even a year ago or whatnot, because of course there are things like bid bots and things out there. If people
Yes.
if people want to pay the money to boost up their posts to trending or whatever, there is possibilities of doing that now. Whereas a while ago, you couldn't really do that necessarily, or at least not easily, I guess. And of course, people have mixed opinions about bid bots and things, and I'm not giving my opinion either way. I'm just saying it exists out there because it does. It's just fact. So,
Yes, they
I
are.
guess it depends on the person. I'm a Steemian who I have earned all of my Steam. I haven't had to, buy any or put in my own money or whatever. I've earned the Steam that I have. So that's me. But other people might want to, if they're looking to put their money into it, that's their decision. Always do your own research. We are not financial experts. This is not financial advice. But people have that ability to power up their posts to, trending or whatever using bid bots. That's just fact. That's something they can do. We're not telling you to do that. We're not none of that kind of stuff. So it's different now, I guess, than it was even a year ago when you're new. When you're brand new right now, it kind of depends on your situation, whether you're just going to be a creator, whether you're an investor, whatever you're going to be here. I'm sure you'll be a little of all of it by the time it's all done, but it's going to be different for everybody. But there are
Yeah.
options out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am not sure, and of course this is my opinion and what I feel and what I noticed, is that when I joined the first year, um, and perhaps it might be because there are like 500,000 more accounts right now, but when I joined, the whales were voting way more, so having a bitbot wasn't even, an option because it was not needed. If you got a vote at the beginning, you could only vote a full 100%. So if a whale voted for you, and uh, I have been blessed to get a few of them in my starting time, you got like right away a 500, SPD or Steem, how you want to call it, upvote. So yeah, it's everybody has their own opinions about the bitbots, and I have my opinions about it as well. But yeah, I think things have changed either way, be that good or be that bad, um, for the trending page or wherever you look for the posts.
So again, everything we talk about here is just our opinions. Everybody's going to have a different experience here, so we're just kind of giving some insight to maybe people who aren't necessarily newer users. So shout out to everybody who is listening. I see JP just joined us. What's up, JP? Great to have you here. And of course, everybody else who's listening right now in the live audience chat, big shout out to all of you. Here in a few minutes, we'll kind of go around the world, I think, in a couple of minutes.
Oh, should I get ready for that?
Yeah. If you need a break or
Fine.
anything, Snekky, just let me know.
Yes, I will. You told me last week, so.
It's different when we do this show now by ourselves for, it's for the 2 hours, so.
Yes, we have to talk like 2 hours. And when we had guests, they took over like 20, 30 minutes of the show, and I sometimes had time to, you know, walk to the little room or fill my glass of water. And so, yeah, now I'm a little bit stressed beforehand, making sure everything is on its place. But I think we're doing rather well for 2 hours. So.
People will have to kind of give us their opinions of what they think of this format of the show, where it's just kind of Snekky and I chatting with you all here in the audience. Let us know what you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yes, please.
We did
Let us know.
interviews for a long time, and we love doing interviews, and we will certainly do more of them, I think. But something we did notice is just that there's a lot of interview shows right now out there, not necessarily just on Waves, but on other Discord servers and other platforms and communities. And we were kind of running out of people to interview in a sense, because we would ask people and they would say, "Oh, well, I was just on so and so show last week," or "Oh, I'm going to be on this other show next week," or and so it just kind of got to actually be a little bit of a struggle for us to find guests who were, maybe original or just hadn't already just been on another show. So we're kind of switching gears, as we mentioned last week. We're kind of doing, just kind of some basic chat with you all. So we're hoping.
Yeah, and yeah, oh, sorry, I'm cutting in again.
No, no, go for it.
Yes, we really appreciate feedback on the shows that we do. So you can do that on the post that we leave. I always make a pre-post, well, almost always, and Main Event always does the recap of the show. And you can leave replies there telling us, your feedback, because, we do this show now almost for a year. Well, Main does it for a year now. I'm a little bit shorter, but even we can learn, and we also want to interact with the people who listen to our show, and give them also things that they would like to hear about. So please feel free to leave your comments, and you can also write it here in chat if you feel like giving us some feedback right now. You're more than welcome to share it.
Yes, so certainly check out the show posts each week, and you can leave comments there and let us know what you think. You can leave them here in the chat as well. We love your feedback. Mandel Sage is asking how many guests did we look for each show. Honestly, sometimes we had 3 guests a week. It's a 2-hour show. We usually averaged about a half an hour per interview. So we usually, we did about 2 to 3 interviews a week. And so again, we've had the pleasure of interviewing dozens of Steemians, of all backgrounds, all walks of life, from all over the world. Some of them were brand new users, some of them were Steam whales or whatever you want to call them. We've had witnesses on the show, everybody in between. So it's certainly been a lot of fun to interview all those people, and we certainly will have more interviews in the future. So.
Absolutely. And if you want to be a guest on our show, again, feel free to leave a reply on one of our posts, or just send us a DM here or on STEEMIT.chat, telling us that you want to be a guest, and we will have a little chat with you to set up a date. And I really enjoy doing the interviews, and doing something else right now. It feels good as well. So yeah, I hope that we will get a few more guests in the future. So would love to hear all about you. I am always interested, and I know that Main is as well, to hear your plans or about your projects, and it's a good way to get yourself out there as well. So yeah, do it, become a guest.
Yeah, and I mean, this gives us the freedom to kind of do what we want to. We don't have to do interviews every week. I think we kind of felt pressured before to do interviews every single week. This way, if maybe we're just not in that mood, I guess it would be the best way to say it. We could
Yeah.
We can talk about whatever we'd like, or if there's some relevant issue happening, let's say with the blockchain or our Steem community here that really should be discussed. It kind of gives us the chance to do that. So. Each and every week this show will be something a little different. So we hope you'll continue to tune in here every Wednesday night.
Yes, one week we talk about red apples, and the next week we talk about green apples. Just different. I think that's good, right?
I guess for somebody who loves apples, yeah, I guess that would be good. But
Everybody loves apples, right? Are you telling that not everybody loves apples?
I don't know, Snekky. I don't want to break your heart here.
Yeah, this is making me really sad. I'm cry now. Oh, M1 just broke my heart.
Oh yeah. Oh, pears are
Yep,
better.
it's. Oh,
That's funny.
I'm gonna cry now. This is awful. This is not being recorded, right? Okay, sorry. I'm back.
She's back.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
back.
What else do we have on our little list here? What we've talked about. Picking a good username, of course, is important. Leaving good replies. Of course,
Writing
creating.
an introduction,
Yeah, writing an introduction, being yourself. Being original. Um,
joining Discord communities. Oh, we haven't spoke about voice chatting.
All right, so this is another aspect of the Discord communities, and of course you could use other applications. Doesn't have to be Discord, but from what I've seen, a lot of Steemians are using Discord. So these voice chat sessions, and whether it's this type of show, of course we're on voice chat right now, talking to you, the audience, whether it's this type of atmosphere or whether you jump in someplace like SteamSpeak or another Discord voice chat room, voice chatting with somebody, I think, really, really, really changes the game for me. When I actually take the time to talk to somebody, yeah, Pimp Your Post Thursday, Shadows Pub, giving the shout out for that too. Yes, places where you can actually get on and speak, and it's not just typing and words on a screen. You actually can hear the voice. That adds so much more to that person or that character or that username. It just adds a whole nother layer to it, and you kind of get a better sense for who that person is, what their personality is. And I know for me, that's one of the greatest things I love about doing the show is when we do have someone on the show, we get to hear their voice, just kind of get to know them better, and it feels more human, and I like that a lot more.
Yes, I feel the exactly the same way. I have a thing for voices and accents and things like that. So maybe that's not always the best thing, but when you hear somebody talk and you can hear the passion in their voices about the projects that they're doing or about a post that they've written or just to talk about life, it's amazing to hear that and to be able to talk to people like that. It made it made it so much more real for me.
And there's numerous places you can do that. I mean, you could, like I said, you could jump in SteamSpeak. You can jump in. Most of these Discords have a voice chat room, or of course, listen to these MSPWaves shows that are kind of talk show based, where the host is interacting with the live audience. These type of environments are just another opportunity for you to show who you are and to give feedback to your community and to other Steemians. And it's kind of a give and take thing around here, it feels like to me. You gotta, if you expect people to vote for you and to go on your blog and to listen to your show and do all these things, you kind of sort of, in my opinion, have to be out there doing that too. Some people might have the luxury of not having to do that, but I think for most of us, we have to be out there networking. We've got to be out there doing the grind too, right?
Yes, yes. And I really enjoy it. I remember at first I was really, really shy. Like, oh gosh, now they're going to hear my voice and my Dutch accent and maybe my English with talking isn't that good or I got very, very nervous the first time. I even remember the interview you did with me. Oh boy, was I nervous to talk and then hearing myself. Oh, that was even worse. But it's this little extra dimension that you can get, and it's really, really amazing.
And of course, JP made a really good point in the chat too, where meetups are, of course, the next layer to that. So beyond Discord and all this stuff would be an actual Steam meetup where you actually meet fellow Steemians in person. And of course, that's I'm guessing is the ultimate. I personally haven't had the pleasure of doing that yet, and it's so weird. It's so weird being in my life and not actually talking to another person face to face about Steam and about the community and everything I do here. And even people in my close friends and family aren't on this blockchain, and when they ask me about it, they have no idea what I'm talking about. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it's like to actually go to an event. Of course, today, once again, we're doing our show on a Wednesday, and a big news thing drops today. Roland P has announced that Steamfest 3 is happening this fall. So if you
Yes,
guys
and
are
it's going to be in Poland.
Yes, so if you're interested in learning more about that, head over to Roland P's blog. It's spelled Roelandp, Roland P, on STEEMIT. He's got a post there where he is showing up about Steamfest 3, so check that out.
Yes, I like meetings. The first Steam Fest was in Amsterdam, and I didn't go. I still regret that from today. And yeah, I did meet people from STEEMIT though. That was cool. I met with Sir Gork when he was traveling around. He came to visit here in the Netherlands and, stayed 2 days. And that was really cool. And I would love to meet other people as well in the future. So, things like Steamfest and maybe, I am sure that there will be lots of meetings set up, even the smaller ones. It's really cool. And I kind of got nervous, and I will also be nervous if I'm meeting new people from STEEMIT. But it's so cool that you see someone in like, oh my God, it's like really a real person. You can poke them and touch them, and I did that. I like to poke people, like it's real. You're looking face to face, and it's so amazing to do that.
Yeah. And I'm sure like other people are mentioning here in the chat too that there's meetups all over the world. I'm looking forward to one here in the US that I'll be able to attend at some point. Um, I don't do a lot of worldly traveling. It's something I should do, but I just haven't had the time to be able to do that. So, but someday I'll try to venture over to the Netherlands, Snekky, and say hello.
Oh, that would be awesome, and you're more than welcome to. And I can make you eat stroopwafels.
Like JP says, when you meet him in person, you realize you're not the only person doing this crazy stuff.
Yes. Oh, that's so totally true. That's true. Absolutely, I agree with him 100%.
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure, but I certainly would like to. And again, if you're interested in going to Steamfest, that's the big one. So certainly check out Roland P's blog, and you can get all the info on that. It's coming up in November, and that's really the big Steam meetup from what I've seen. Victoria's saying we need to organize one ourselves. Yeah, I know. I've thought about that. My problem where I live is I'm like in the middle of nowhere here at the end of the earth here in the U.S. So nothing is close to me, unfortunately. Boston would be about the closest place I could go for a large area. So it's tough for me to plan one, but I would certainly help if somebody else was going to plan one sometime. But Steamfest is the one you probably should all be checking out right now. That's the big one. There you go, Snekky. Good job. Perfect. So
Yes.
she shared the
Yes.
link in the chat. So certainly check that out.
Yes. And if you are able to, go and have some fun.
Yes.
I might go. I'm not sure yet. It's still a long travel for me.
Still a little ways away. You can maybe do some planning.
Yes, and you can come by boat. I think you should come too.
I wouldn't be able to go this year, but maybe next year. I'll have to just kind of plan to make some kind of a Europe trip next year, and because it does seem to be this time of year, so in the fall, so I'll have to try to plan for that a little better next year.
Yes.
Shane's saying to go to New Orleans in September too. I know there's some Steemians that are going to meet up in New Orleans here in the United States, first weekend in September, I believe. That's
Yeah.
tentative. I mean, I don't think that's like any big official, named meetup yet or anything, but it could develop into one, I'm sure, if enough people wanted to go. I know there's been other meetups recently and things like that. So yeah, keep your eyes out for meetups maybe in your area. Of course, always use caution when meeting strangers. Um,
Yes.
meet in a public place and things like that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. And tell people where you're going.
yes. But yeah, no, I'm sure meeting people in person is amazing. And that, of course, is like kind of the final step of the journey here. You start out joining and creating this profile, not knowing what you're going to expect, and it can possibly lead all the way into meeting people and making friends and connections in your life. So it's pretty cool how that can progress.
Yeah. And if you make like amazing friendships, you can have vacations all over the world, like spots to go to. Like, I mean, I would love to visit Maine one day, and now I know someone there. So it makes it even more, you know, real. You can really, really do it. You can visit someone there and then, stay in their house or in in a hotel or whatever. But all the opportunities. So make friendships. Not for a vacation, by the way, because you like the person, but it's an option.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to know that if someday I do end up having the time and the money and the ability to travel and things, I now know, quote unquote, know people all over the world. I mean, I now have contacts in countries all over the world that I never, ever would have thought that would be possible for me. I mean, I live in a really rural, wooded area here, and I never would guess that I'd have a friend now in the Netherlands, that I'd have contacts, in the UK, really all over the place. So many different countries, I would never be able to name them all, but it's cool knowing that all these people are out there now. And so if I ever do venture to the Netherlands, I could certainly say, "Hey, Poetic Snake, are you going to be around?" That type of thing, and that's
Yeah, and
and
then I
that's
will say,
cool.
no, 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 oh no, I'm sorry, that date, nope, no, just kidding. I would be willing to meet you. Of course, I would, if you bring apples.
That'll be the day you admit you're really not in the Netherlands and you're like in some other country.
Yeah, yeah, that's when the truth come out.
Just kidding.
It's like, oh my gosh, she totally faked that Dutch accent, but she did it perfectly.
Yes. Yes, and everybody's, oh, look, people are already starting to put their countries in the chat, so why don't we just go ahead and do this right now? So let's go around the world. I'm going to step away for a quick second. And why don't you all take a moment and just put in the chat what country you are listening from? If you don't mind actually typing it out for us. Just type out the country, and I will be right back. Snecky's going to mention some of these countries that you're in.
Yes, people, you're sharing flags. I cannot read flags, so you have to write down your country. I am seeing Shadows Pop from Canada. I mean, yeah. Oh my God, the name again. I'm so sorry. From Canada as well. GP is joining us from Germany. And I see Thomas Robert Gent has joined us from Australia. Good morning, Australia. And Jen is joined us from Ireland, Victoria, Venezuela, Ason Waves Photon, VA US heading to OH next week. Creighton, oh no, it's not a country. Vladivostok, Impaler, Russia and America. Amimaya. Am I saying it correctly this time? I see Mandel Sage is from South Africa but lives in Brazil. And M1 is from M1. Now that's a place I really, really would like to visit. And I see Creighton has joined us from Earth. Well, Maine has joined us from Maine, of course. And I am from the Netherlands, so we did this little trip and you are back. I can hear you.
I'm back.
Back again, yes.
A
And
lot of
now you
people,
have
a
to
lot of
take
people
over
here.
because now I need a new glass of water.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I will be right back.
So yes, thank you to all of you who always take the time to join us here on MSP Waves. We certainly appreciate it. We do this show for you. We love just chatting and hanging out with you here in the live audience. And of course, the comments after the fact, too. I understand not everybody can be here on Wednesday nights to listen to the live show. So those of you who do take the time to listen to the recording after the show, we really appreciate that as well. I know there's lots of people listening right now on D Live, so a big shout out to everybody listening on D Live right now. And of course, if you're listening on MSPWaves.com. Let's see. So, I see lots of people in the chat. I see Amy still out there. I see Ace on Waves Photon, Captain Furry, Globo's out there, Grayland's out there, JP, Jan, M1, Mandel Sage, Rondon, Rebel Dan, Shadows Pub, Shane, Stephen Wood, The Bug IQ. I see Thomas out there, Victoria, and Vlad as well. On Discord, Agrod's there, but it looks like his thing is muted, so I think he's sleeping. He's a sleepy potato right now. Maybe not. We'll see. See if he jumps in the chat here. But yes, great to have all of you here with us. We do this show every Wednesday night, 10 to midnight UTC on MSP Waves, which is 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time as of right now. Of course, we're getting closer to fall, so we'll have the time change again. But it will always be 10 to midnight UTC time. That time does not change. So just stick with that time if you're ever wondering when the show is.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to the time change, to be honest.
Yes, because
the show starts an hour earlier for me.
Right. Yep, me too. Yep. So, yeah, it would go back to 5 to 7 Eastern time for me. But it will always be 10 to midnight UTC. So, yeah, just remember those times.
Yes, it's important to remember the times. Because I always forget the times, and if you people forget the times, it will not work out. So at least one of us should remember the times, and I think it should be you people.
I'll do my best, all right?
Yes.
So we've kind of gone down the rabbit hole tonight of, what types of things can you do to maybe improve your Steem experience, the things you're doing on the STEEMIT website or on the Steem blockchain, how that can evolve into doing other things to help better that overall experience and make it something more than just, typing words into a screen. And
yeah,
we hope you've, kind of enjoyed this discussion. If you have anything to add in the chat, certainly let us know. If you think there's other things that people could be doing to maybe better their experiences here, certainly chime in the chat if you'd like.
I would like to chime in.
Sure.
There's one more point on that amazing list that you made.
Okay, what's that?
Volunteering time to help others.
So this was a thing that, not everybody's going to want to do. Certainly, nobody wants to do things for free all the time. But the thing about this community is if you're able to help others, it can go so far here. Whether it's your time, whether it's your knowledge, whether it's your votes, whether it's your re-steams, there's so many ways that you can help other people here. And again, it doesn't have to be financial, or it could be just listening to them. You could just be, talking to them and things like that. But volunteering your time, whether it's to a Discord community, whether it's to a curation guild, these types of things can go a long way, in my opinion, to helping your Steem experience. It's done it for me. When I first started, I was lucky and fortunate enough to be nominated by OCD as a curator. And so I, of course, volunteered a lot of time to do that and, spent a lot of time looking for posts and things. And that experience has been a lot of fun. And of course, it evolved into me volunteering time as a moderator here in MSP. I curate with other groups and do other things to try to help out. Of course, tried to help out as much as I could when the MSPWaves station first got going and things. And, doing those types of things, just giving a little bit of your time, can go a long way here. Wouldn't you agree?
I totally agree. And I also believe in the fact in working together, you can build so much more. When I became a curator for OCD, it gave me another level and experience and things to talk about. So helping out others with their projects can also make yourself evolve into, growing into something that you really, really, really like doing. Um, start your own projects. And if you start your own project, it's always nice if somebody volunteers to help you out, like being a moderator in a group. Maybe read a post before it gets posted, or things like that. And if you offer that to others as well, other people will be more willing to help you out as well. At least that is my experience. I always tried my best to help other people out. I adopted minnows. WhatsApp started that fun project, adopt minnows and guide them around. I had really, really so much fun doing that. And, by now I call those people my friends, and it's just amazing. There's a lot of things that you can do for each other, and it doesn't have to cost you any money at all. Of course, if you want to help someone out with Steam or SPD, that can be good too. There are a lot of projects that ask for help that way. So that's an option as well. I like to spend at least half of my day trying to help others. It's a good thing to do. And if you're really honest, if you do something good, you feel better as well about yourself. So for me, it's something that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah, and again, there's lots of things you can do, and there's nothing saying that you have to do anything. It's totally up. Just like in your personal life, you can choose to help people, or you can choose not to. That's your choice.
Yes,
But
either it's wrong or bad or good, or you have to follow your own heart and do
right,
what makes you happy.
yeah, we're not telling anybody what to do or what you should consider right or wrong or whatnot. But in our experiences, taking the time to volunteer some time has had good benefits for us. It's led us to more networking, more connections, more friendships, um, just all of these things. So something to consider if you're out there and maybe I don't know, you're having writer's block about creating content. You're like, man, I just don't know what I'm going to post about or whatnot. Kind of think about what you're good at, the things that you can share, the knowledge you can share, or just your time. You could volunteer your time to help out. Again, curating. It could be, I'm sure so many different projects are looking for help in different ways.
Yeah.
And they always appreciate people who are willing to help out. So check
Yes.
out
That
your
being said,
yeah.
if you wanted to be a curator, you got Snack is still looking for a few. So if you ever wanted to curate, learn how to curate, become a curator, be the most amazing curator around, you know, send me a DM and we can have a little chat.
And
That was a shameless plug as well, by the way.
might as well share the Discord link. but
Oh, yes.
but
Somebody please share the Discord link for Snacky.
but yeah, no, every Discord community I'm sure is looking for help in different ways, and it doesn't even have to be on Discord either. I mean, there's always new people who are asking questions. How do I leave? How do I write a post? What is Steem? What is the wallet? All these kind of questions. And I mean, yes, they can obviously go find a post. They can Google it. They can whatever. They can find it themselves. But if you kind of help them a little and point them in the right direction to some useful information, that could be a good thing. So, and it could be really anything. So, kind of just volunteering was another point we wanted to make, as a something you can do to kind of better your overall experience here. So,
Someone shared my link. Thank you, Jan. I like to ask questions as well, and I also like to answer questions. Uh, I don't know what it is, but I just like to answer questions. So may that be about STEEMIT or anything else. I think, you know, I struggle sometimes talking, and when you ask me a question, I feel better. So maybe you should ask me more questions.
well, we didn't have any other specific points we wanted to mention, right? That was mostly
Nope.
all of them.
Yes.
So, we hoped you all enjoyed this discussion today. It's just kind of our thoughts and opinions on, ways you can kind of better your overall Steem blockchain experience. Um, So we certainly hope you did enjoy that and got something useful out of it. We've still got a little bit of time left here. We've still got about 16 minutes left of the show. If anybody in the audience, why don't we take a few minutes here and acknowledge the audience? If anybody out there has something they're working on, I give you permission to share a link in the chat here.
Ooh.
Just don't get super spammy here, okay?
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh.
I'll probably bite anyway. But if you've got a post or something that you've worked on in the last 24 hours or so that you're passionate about, that you think is worthy, that we should check out, certainly go ahead and share it if you'd like. We can kind of mention it here. We got about 15 minutes left of the show, so
yes.
We'll kind of open it up to the audience here. We used to do these types of shows on DLive and on Twitch. We would just kind of do curation shows, and people would kind of just mention their posts. Ason's got a post here. Let's see. Oh yes, their Broken Brain Steam Powered Tour. It's pretty cool. So they're gonna do it's music, right, Ason? I believe. Yes. So they're doing a music tour. It looks like they're doing a fundraising post there, so you can check that out if that's something you're interested in. Of course, Shadow's Pub doing some curation as well over on Rambling Radio. That's pretty cool.
Yes, and if you have the chance, visit one of her two curation shows on Thursday in the Ramble. They're really fun. You will be able to talk about your post, share your links, and it's just a really fun place to be, and you will get to learn more about other people as well. So if you have a chance, go check that out as well.
And Amy has shared a curation post here as well, it looks like. So that's cool to always see more curation and things happening. So that's really awesome. Shout out to Amy. Vlad's got something here. What's Vlad got here? Oh, he's got a blog. All right, so he says, win nice. Some and you lose some, it says here. So thank you for sharing.
That's a good title.
And I'm going to try to go back through and click on some of these links too after the show, because I want to give a shout out to all you that are listening to our show, because we certainly appreciate that. So
yes, absolutely.
Jan's got a post here. It says it's a double plug for the Hive and Snekky. So
yes, and I read that post, so I'm going to say something about it. I started a contest. It's only for people who are in the Discord, by the way, on You Got Snacked. Well, everybody can enter, but to win the prize that comes with it, you have to be active in the server. But he wrote this post in a very, very different way, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's you have to, if you want to have a smile on your face, you should read that post.
Well, that's a good way to describe it. So
yes, absolutely. The words he uses, you will feel very, very good afterwards. I promise you that.
Stephen Wood's got a post here. He says he usually, what's he say here? Oh, everything's moving. He usually does serious posts on important topics, but this is his first-ish personal one. And it says very rare he has a picture of himself.
Okay, everybody go check out that post of Stephen Wood, because he has a picture in it of himself.
Yes. Awesome. Mandel Sage, there it is, the challenge on DLive. We're going to have to check that out after the show.
Yes, because we got tagged.
I know.
And you know it, if you got tagged, you have to do it, right?
It's like that ice bucket challenge or something, right? I didn't do that, though.
No, neither. Oh, and I'm seeing Steven right now. I'm like a stalker. I'm right away checking it out. See, I like people's pictures. Yes, and we have to check out that challenge, and I will try to beat you. Little, competition is.
Yes, and absolutely. Shane has shared a post from Creative Soul. Great to see that. So everybody should certainly check out that post from Creative Soul.
Yes, ULOC. I like those.
I don't completely know what that is. So what is that? Can somebody explain that? What that hashtag ULOG is exactly?
It's blogs about you, like a diary.
Okay.
If I'm correct, by the way, if I'm telling something that's not right, please correct me. But it's like a diary that you can share your days and yeah, your life.
Okay.
So it's really cool. Yeah, it's more personal, and I kind of enjoy reading personal blogs. So yeah, I mean, I also like to read about crypto and stuff. But if you yeah, like what we've been talking about all show is like the personal aspect of STEEMIT. I think ULOG is yeah a really good tech project. Tech project. I don't know if it's a project, right?
Yeah, I would say it's like an initiative or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, an initiative.
where
Yes.
they're utilizing a tag and they want you to do posts under that tag, and it's kind of like the introduce yourself posts and that type of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and Shadows just wrote down in the chat they have their own front end now to ulogs.org.
Ah, interesting. I think that will happen more and more as we go on here. More front ends, more interfaces to work with, maybe applications and things like that that will access, the Steem blockchain in different ways.
Yeah. I wonder when the first time will be that I am starting to use a different front end. I think it will take a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty loyal to the original STEEMIT front end. I don't know why, I just am. It works for me, and I personally use it. That's just my choice. You can use whatever you want. There's no
Yeah.
right or wrong there. It's just what I've chosen to continue to use.
Yeah, and even when Steemit was down, I I I didn't even try something else. I was okay, it's down. I will take this as a day off, or I am that loyal to it, and it's really hard to get me to use something new, like even wallets or stuff. It's just I'm like stuck, and I stick to it like forever.
Well, Rebel Dan has shared a post about a Steem silver round that's being apparently given away. So that's pretty cool.
Ooh, winning a Steam round is really amazing.
I'm super jealous that you did that.
Oh, the buck, yeah. And every time I touch it, I know that you are jealous. Oh, the Buck IQ is asking if I can sing my Steam's Going Up song. Is it still going up?
Well, I don't know. It's certainly up for like the week. So
Yeah, I always sing this little thingy in when we are on a call. I like to sing Steam's going up, Steam's going up. So there you go. I did it, Buck. You're welcome. He I think he's going to be here next week as well.
yes, that reminds me, everybody. Make sure you certainly join us next week because it's Snekky's 2-year Steamiversary spectacular.
Really?
That's why I keep calling it a different name every time.
Do I need to get nervous?
It's the
Like
Super Snekky Show.
the super snacky show. The super snacky show. I am Super Snack. I am here to steal all your apples.
Welcome to the Apple Hour.
Oh.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to join us next week and talk about Snacky and celebrate it, yay! Please be here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Laid back fun. I like that.
Yes.
With cake. We all need cake. But you all have to get your own cake and candles, and we can, blow them out together and eat them and then feel fat afterwards together. It's a community, thing. We can do that. It's good. It's kind of connection making, eating cake together.
Yes. So certainly join us next week, and we'll give Snekky we'll kind of do a little roast of Snekky, maybe a little.
Hey, what? Oh no! Now I'm really nervous. You are planning stuff behind my back, I'm sure. I will be crying, and then I will be laughing, and then I will be blushing, and it will be awful, but so much fun.
We won't put you on the spot too much, but
Yeah, don't
we like
roast me,
you. We
please.
like you. What can we say?
A roasted snack is not cute. You know, it hurts. It hurts to the burning of the skin. Or are we talking about something other, a different kind of roast? I don't want to be ending
No,
up
we,
on a
we won't
barbecue,
we
you
won't
know?
officially do that or anything. But I want people to at least come by and wish you a happy Steamiversary and maybe at least share their little favorite Snekky moment. You know.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That gets me nervous because I have I am kind of weird person sometimes. I say weird
That's
stuff.
why we like you.
Thank you very much.
All right, everybody. Well, we got about 5 minutes left here. So, again, we certainly want to say thank you to all of you who are continuing to support the show. Snekky has a pre show post out right now if you want to go check that out on her blog. It kind of just lets everybody know that we're going to be on the air. And so, certainly show that one some love. And then, coming up, as soon as the show is over here, I will be posting the recording of the show. So for some reason you missed any of it tonight, if maybe you only caught this second hour or something like that, or if you want to go back and listen to previous episodes, certainly check out our blog. Snekky, if you want to share our blog links one more time, go for it. Perfect. Look at that.
Look how fast I was,
She's so
huh?
good. She's so good.
Thank you. I'm learning.
Everybody's saying they're going to be here, Snekky, next week. So
Woohoo! I'm looking forward to it.
oh, okay. Globo's saying, oh, I forgot. So normally we do have Saipan Damashi coming on after us live, which he still will be, but it will be a rebroadcast of Dancing Dreamers. And congratulations on your new job, Saipan. So
Oh,
congratulations.
yes. Congratulations. Having a new job is always amazing.
Hopefully he'll still be able to do his show, but stick around here on MSP Waves. Coming up next will be DJ Damashi and the Dancing Dreamers. So if you're into EDM music and culture, I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to talk about. So certainly check out Saipan Damashi. Again, check out the full schedule of all the MSP Waves shows on MSPWaves.com. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we have another show after Saipan too, right? Is it Ma1ne's show that comes on after Saipan? Or is it Clayboyne? I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go look
Ooh.
at the schedule, right?
I have it open right now. Let's
Who's
see if
who's
you
on
were
after
right.
us? It's Saipan's after us, and then who's after that?
I'm scrolling. I don't see anything after
Ah,
us. I
it's
see a big fish after us. That's not correct.
it's Ma1ne. Ma1ne. Saipan's after us, and then Ma1ne. Yeah. All
I
right.
don't. Oh,
Cool.
I think I need new eyes or glasses.
So yes, check out that full schedule at mspwaves.com. And again, you can find us on the STEEMIT blockchain or the STEEMIT website on the Steem blockchain. And Poetic Snake just shared our links there, so certainly give us a follow if you'd like. We always appreciate Steem delegation too. I mean, we both are active curators out there. So if you're interested in supporting us, we have been sharing some links in our blog posts that are easy, one-click links for SP delegation. If that's something you would be interested in, we certainly greatly appreciate it, and it gives us a chance to, of course, give some curation bonuses to some of the folks that we're out there curating on. So if that's something you're interested in, certainly let us know or follow the links that are right on our blogs. Everybody's saying goodbye, so we'll start to say goodbye here. Snekky, any closing thoughts?
Yes, goodbye, people. I will miss you. I will miss you all so much. No, thank you for being here during the show. Always, seeing all those names really, really puts a smile on my face. And I know we have listeners on D Life and on MSP Waves as well. So thank you all for, giving the support and being here with us tonight. And also for everybody who chatted with us on MSP Waves audience. It's always amazing to connect with you all this way. And I really, really hope to see you all next week. So enjoy yourself and make your STEEMIT experience a little bit more fun by connecting and making friendships.
Yes, well said. And of course, everything you heard on this show tonight is strictly just our opinions. This show is just for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial experts, and none of this should be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. Of course, MSP Waves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, And the materials you hear on Ma1ne Snekky are provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always give Snekky apples.
Yes.
Oh? And do your own research.
Yes. Always do your own research. And again, we're just here for entertainment purposes only. So
I confused you.
it's okay. We'll be back here
like
next Wednesday, right?
Yep, I will be here for sure, and I hope everybody else is as well.
So again, this is Ma1ne Snekky, and we will see you next Wednesday. Again, we're here every Wednesday, 10 to midnight UTC time. And again, you can show the post some love that I'll be posting right after this. Stick around for more Steemians here on MSP Waves. Again, check it all out at MSPWaves.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And this is Ma1ne Snekky saying good night. We'll see you next week.